Hey Pitmasters, what is up? Today we're going to be making pork belly steaks. I already got my Petromax fire plate set up. I got my fire going, it's nice and hot. And this is what you want to do, you want to get it started ahead of time. But look at that, these fire plates come in a bag like this. And they're launching their products now in America. They're already well known in Europe, but now they're going to the US as well. Now look at that. A brand new fire plate. This is a steel plate with a dome shape, handles and feet. You can screw these feet on and you can take them anywhere. I'm going to set this straight on top of the fire. Now look at that. We got a fire plate and we got a griddle plate. We can have a fire underneath and cook our food on top. And that's perfect because today I want to explore more umami flavors with you guys. What I'm looking for is getting a medium heat on this fire plate. And the way that I'm going to achieve is to keep my fire low. So that's why I already set up my fire. I got it started ahead of time. I'm just going to let it burn real slowly. Before we start cooking on this plate, I'm going to take a wet cloth and clean it up real quick. If you want, instead of oil, you can also use pork fat. And I got a little bit of lard here from the Lever pig, which is a really great pig. We'll put some fat on. We'll just work our way around the bowl. This will help season the bowl. Now we can put on our ingredients. And as I said, I want to explore umami flavors with you guys. So I looked up what does have a really strong umami flavors. And I found out that dried mushrooms have a strong umami flavor. And I already soaked them in some water. I got some dried tomatoes, also soaked them in water. A little bit of Parmesan cheese. That's really strong in umami flavor. And of course, we got our own tomatoes. And I got the pork belly steaks. We'll put them on and make them nice and crispy. We're going to start with our tomatoes. We'll slice them up and put them on our griddle. We need a little bit more fire, so we're going to add some more wood. But be careful, you want to add small chunks at the time, so you can actually control the temperature and you're not just getting way too hot. To see if you have the right temperature, just hold your hand over this dish and you can feel where it's hot and if it's hot enough. If you're not sure, you can always take a piece of tomato, put it on, and if you hear the sizzle, you know it's ready to start grilling. And I can hear we're getting that sizzle. Some places more than others. So I know now this is a hot because it has a really big sizzle there, and this is a cold area, which is great to have. Hot and cold, that works fine. So we'll put on our tomatoes in the hot zone. With these ingredients that are full of umami flavor, we're going to create like a tapenade to go with our pork belly steak. Let's check to see if our tomatoes are finished. We want to have them just about burned. And look at that. They look fantastic. Our tomatoes are grilled. Time to put on our pine nuts. We can toast them in the leftover pork fat. In the meantime, we're going to chop our tomatoes fine. We'll put it into our bowl. I'm listening to that sizzle on the plate. After the sizzle comes the smell, and when you can smell them, you know they're about done. Now in the meantime, make sure you keep your griddle clean, because a clean griddle means a really good non-stick surface. Now we start grilling our pork belly steaks, and in the Netherlands we call it speklapjes. It's a very common thing to use for barbecue, and I can imagine they use it in a lot of countries for barbecue. There we go. We don't need to add any fat because there's so much fat on the pork belly, it will create its own fat to cook in. The trick with these pork belly steak is to really make them crispy on the outside, get a nice crust on them, and at the same time a little bit juicy on the inside. You gotta keep your eyes on these if you want to do them perfect. They might look easy, but perfection is hard to come by. Some of the juices are starting to run out of the pork, and that prevents it from crispening up. And I really want that crispiness. So I turned up the heat, put more wood on, and hope that we can get that fire to sear it a little bit more. That's what I'm looking for, that sizzle, that hot spot. That's gonna provide us with the crust that we need. Absolutely perfect. They're all done. Now know that they're juicy on the inside and crispy on the outside. We'll let them rest for around 5 minutes or so. And we'll let that fire cool down because we got hot oil on top, a hot fire underneath, and we want to make sure that we're safe. Before we finish off our tapenade, we're going to try the pork belly steak first. And do you hear that? That's crispy. Let's slice into it. Nice and juicy on the inside, crispy on the outside. There we go. I just love pork belly so much. It's crazy. It's just a little bit of salt and a crispy pork belly steak. Absolutely fantastic. Great, but now let's finish our tapenade. What we're going to do is take 2 of these dried tomatoes. We're going to chop them fine. And this is going to provide us that typical umami flavor. And again, some of the mushrooms that we soaked. I got a big chunk of old Parmesan cheese. We'll start cutting that up. We'll put that in as well. Good handful. And now we'll mix that up. And as the last piece in our experiment, we're going to put in nori leaves. Apparently it's full with glutamates, so it should taste amazing. To bring it up to taste, we're going to finish it off with fish sauce. Fish sauce is fermented and extremely strong in umami flavors. Let's do a quick taste test. Oh yeah. Besides from the pine nuts, this is an umami bomb. Now if you want to find out yourself what umami flavor tastes like, make this tapenade. You will find out. It's a great experiment. Let's plate up and put it together with our pork steaks. Now let's put it all together and see how this spekslapje tastes. Let me cut that up. And I'll bet you it tastes amazing. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. There we go. Really crazy flavors. It's like nothing I ever had before. The combination, it just... Let me get another bite. On one hand, the nori leaves come out strong, but there's something else. This is it. This is a really, really big umami bomb. Well, this is a great experiment. Even if you only do it as a learning experience, you gotta give it a try. If you enjoyed this video, give me a big thumbs up and a comment down below, and a big thank you to everyone that's supporting our channel, either through Patreon or right here on the membership button. See you guys next time. Until then, keep on grilling en eet smakelijk.